We'll go ahead and wait until the idle starts to come up a little bit, because right now you can see it's only idling at 800 RPM or so. We'll go ahead and let it get it warmed up and then take it for a spin. Okay everybody, the idle stabilized right around 1,000. Now once we can take it for a spin and come to a stoplight, the idle will start picking up to where it's normally set. I have it set at about just over 1,100. I have it set about 1,150, which is where the manual likes it at. So let's get riding, man. Now I'm going to skip forward because I don't want to give away exactly where I live. So see you in a sec. Okay everybody, as you can see, the idle's starting to pick up. We're at just over 1,000 right now, probably about 1,100 or so. And I'll go ahead and when I turn out, the engine's not completely warmed up yet, so I'm not really going to give it a lot of throttle, but I'll go ahead and run it nice and slow normally through first to fifth gear so you can see that everything in the transmission's working just fine. And there's fifth. We're just cruising. Cruises around real nice, the brakes work great, the transmission shifts great. We'll go ahead and give it another couple minutes. I want to make sure this engine's nice and warm. I don't want to be getting on the throttle a lot when the engine's not completely warmed up, especially with an air-cooled engine like this. So when I was putting a new air filter in this motorcycle, I went ahead and opened up the air box a little bit. And because I did that, I needed to make sure that the bike didn't run too lean, especially with the exhaust. So I went ahead and put on I ordered the dongle to tune the motorcycle, and I added about 7% more fuel to both the cylinders. And you'll notice, unlike a lot of Buells that have an open exhaust and they're not tuned, when you're just cruising at, you know, normal cruising speed, the bike doesn't surge back and forth like it will if you put on the free-flowing exhaust and the free-flowing intake and you don't tune it, because it ends up so lean at part throttle positions that the bike ended up kind of like surges back and forth. Speed limit's only 40 here, everybody. I don't want to get too crazy. Still want to be able to obey the traffic laws without riding like a moron. But if you're looking for a bike to, you know, ride down to the gym, or you're looking to go for a ride with your buddies and you're riding around town, or maybe just cruising with your wife, I think this motorcycle is perfect for that, man. Especially around town. This thing, when you're cruising around town because of the rubber engine mounts, there's there's almost no vibration. And you would expect a motorcycle with a Harley-based V-twin, you would expect it to be, when you're cruising around, to vibrate a lot, but it actually doesn't really vibrate hardly at all. I guess these people are offended by my exhaust because they rolled up the window. She'll get with it, man. My only gripe about this bike is neutral is a little bit difficult to find. You kind of got to learn a little technique to do it. It doesn't like to go into neutral if you try to start from first gear and pull up, but if you go from second gear pushing down, it's easier to find neutral. I don't know if that's a Harley engine thing or the clutch is adjusted according to the manual. I left a little bit of play in there, as I usually do, about an 1/8 inch. I've been daily riding it for about a month now, just to make sure that after I restored everything that, you know, no goofy issues popped up. And I actually did have one of the fuel lines burst, and I traced it down to a bad fuel pressure regulator. So all the fuel system in this bike is new now, so you don't really have anything to worry about there. And I mean, it's only got 10,000, just under 10,600 miles on it, so I think this will be a great bike for the new owner. Someone buy this thing and put some miles on it, man. If you're an out-of-state buyer, I'm very willing to ship this bike. As far as payment goes, I only accept a wire transfer, and if you are interested in buying this, it's going to be on eBay for the next 30 days. So if you see this bike and you go, wow, that bike seems pretty cool, it's going to be on eBay. I'll put a link in the description when the listing is up, and there's not really much else I can say. This is a great motorcycle. It does everything it should. It's got a fun little engine. It's got that Harley rumble when you're sitting at a stoplight. This thing's freaking cool, man. I'll go ahead and pull in here and do a quick walk around in the bike so you can get a nice view of it in the sun. Again, as I said, the only electrical component I know of that doesn't work is the back left blinker, which I think to most people probably wouldn't be a deal breaker. But this is the bike. Hope this camera's picking it up well. We'll go ahead and do a walk around of it. And you can see that gap that I was talking about right here. Not a big deal, but again, I just want to be completely forthcoming with whoever buys this. I mean, there's a few small imperfections, but if you're looking to get into a Buell, I don't know how much better you're going to do than an XB9 with kind of barely over 10,000 miles, and it's got good tires and good shape. I'm pricing this bike to sell, so whoever gets this bike, I feel like you're getting a solid runner that you can, you know, put some miles on. Go ahead and fire it back up. I don't want to fire it up and rev it in this little complex here. I'm too close to where I live, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. We'll go ahead and fire it back up. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about this motorcycle, go ahead and send me a message through eBay or leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. I read through all the comments, and you can find my email under my About page and contact me that way if that's what you prefer. Again, this is just a solid motorcycle that's looking for a new home, and I think whoever gets it will be really happy with it.